What is up guys, welcome back to the video. It's so great to see all of you and your smiling faces because today we're going to be talking about if the Canon EOS 80D is still a camera that you would choose this 2020. So first and for all, let's start with the facts and a little bit of the specs, so just to get you guys familiar with the camera that I'm talking about in this video. And yeah, so the 80D was released February 18, 2016, which is about 4 years old to this very day. There are three options whenever you want to get this camera. One is body only, one comes with an 18-55, and another comes with an 18-135. Both of those lenses are actually STM lenses, which are actually very quiet and they're very fast when it comes to autofocus, and you know, Canon, they're built for that. So for the sensor and all of that, comes with a 24.2 megapixel sensor, APS-C, meaning it's not full frame, it's cropped, and Canon actually has a crop factor of 1.6. So if you're using an 18mm or whatever focal length you throw in to the camera, you always have to times it to 1.6, and that's the equivalent of a full frame. For example, I'm using an 18mm right here, so if I'm using an 18mm times 1.6, give me roughly 28mm on a full frame. Now that you guys know a bit of the specs and history of the camera, let's now go back in time on, you know, why I chose this in the first place and why I still use it to this very day. So way back in 2016, I actually joined the documentation of my school. I had to result in outputting photos and videos almost every event. And being a documentation, you know, member in the school, meaning almost every event we had to document and provide an output, may it be a compilation of photos or a video. We picked up the camera around December 26, 27 of 2016, the same year it was released, and it was kind of new to me, you know. There were more buttons, there were more options that I could, you know, actually set for the exposure or for the shot or for the angle that I wanted, for the style that I wanted. And this brought me a lot of new opportunities and a lot of things that I wasn't able to do before that I can do now. More towards the long run and the, you know, succeeding years of using it, I actually realized that I was not using the full potential of what the camera's capabilities can allow me to do. One of that is because I bought this camera actually with the body only, meaning I didn't have any lens when I got the camera because I wanted to save up for a better lens, which I did. I got the Tamron 17-50 f2.8 stunning photo lens, really fast aperture, great in low light because, you know, 2.8. However, it's not a good video lens because of its noisy autofocus. I was not able to maximize the autofocus of this camera, the actual potential of this camera would it brag to have the best autofocus. Actually, Canon has the best autofocus. Yeah. Then another thing that I didn't take into consideration was the SD card. Now, a lot of people would actually think that you could buy any SD card out there, put it into the camera, and it would perform just the same. However, that's not the case because different SD cards have different read and write speeds. Read meaning it would actually process and, you know, show you a image of what it is every time, you know, you preview the images or videos that you check in the camera. And the write speed is basically the process where it comes to writing footage down. Writing meaning processing, you know, every time you snap a photo it saves, so it technically writes it in the SD card. Even if I was not able to maximize the autofocus or the SD card, I still learned in the long run the capabilities of this camera and that it's a great overall photo and video camera. I know I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's really good. With that being said, now let's go to concluding if this really is a camera that you would still opt to buy and still opt to use this 2020. And the first one would be, think about the long run. If the camera that you're using, the camera of choice that you're going to get and purchase this very day would still be applicable and would still, you know, cope up with what technology is demanding right now. Because if you look right down at the resolution and check, you'd be surprised that 720p isn't considered HD anymore, which is funny because technology is evolving every single day. That's why you have to think about the long run. If your camera is still capable of shooting what technology is demanding wherever you are in time. Lastly is, what are you gonna use it for? You could get the 80D, no doubt, for either photo or video, and if you're gonna do use it for both? Well, that's the plus thing, because like what I said, all cameras have different features for what it has to offer. Some are good in photo, some are good in video. Always think about the long run whenever you're purchasing something, as well, most importantly as a camera. And what are you gonna use it for? What are the applications you're gonna use it for? Photo, video, you know, are you gonna use it for commercial, personal, all of that stuff. And with that being said, is the Canon EOS 80D still, you know, something that you would use this 2020? And I would say definitely. Right now, I'm still using it. You could still see I'm still using it because it still copes up with the standard that technology has to offer and that technology is demanding from consumers like us. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video, comment down below if you want to see more content, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to get more notifications in the future when I post new videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. G out. And that's the reason why I got the new camera. And the new camera is because my battery, I'm about to die. Hold on.